Now boarding for Rebuild of JoyCast, your weekly destination for anime, manga, and more.
Welcome back to JoyCast. Do excuse me if I sound off. I have allergies just kicking my ass this summer.
Same.
How are you doing, Ivan?
Allergies are bad right now. Okay, we are in a beam struggle right now with pollen. It's
freaking awful.
Not a good time.
I could not sleep last night. Like, the room was too stuffy. I don't want to open a window because I'm like, well, that's just gonna make things worse. I can deal with stinging eyes, but obviously a bunged up nose and everything.
I can't even do the stinging eyes, bro. I can't even do that. I am so particular. But I feel bad because you're in those old brick homes, so like that's gotta be hot. You're literally in an oven. At least I got the AC going.
Yeah, true. We don't really have AC. Really, isn't like a regular thing in England. Not in the households, at least. In like an office building, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, something newer. But yeah, like where you live, yeah, I can't imagine how you have that. Those homes are so old.
In all fairness, though, I think America, depending on where you are, especially if you're like in California or Texas or something like that, typically it's just so freaking hot. You guys need the ACs. Like, our weather is bearable, in all honesty.
That's true.
And we have that kind of perfect climate where every couple days it'll just start raining or something. It'll just cool down for like a day and then the sun will be back or something. I kind of love English summer. I don't,
but one of these days I'll get down there. But I laugh. I like how we've gotten to the topic of weather, of heat and coolness, because
oh yeah,
this week we're catching up on My Hero Academia chapters 350-ish through 353. I think just came out.
It's almost like we script this shit.
Yeah, it's almost like there's nothing natural. Like, even our friendship is just complete an act. It's just a lie.
Right?
It's all just rehearsed.
For them sweet, like, views. I had a dream. I thought it was a dream, at least. I think it was a dream. Where, like, the most recent episode of JoyCast got, like, 3K?
It did. That's not a dream. That actually happened on
That
YouTube.
actually happened. I was in a haze, Ivan. I was, like, you know, all snotted up and everything. My eyes stinging. I was like, what's going on with the JoyCast?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't run the fucking the podcast numbers, but YouTube's doing pretty well right now.
Yeah,
for us.
I was like, I was like, actually, like, that has to be a dream. I'll check in like tomorrow or something.
We gotta ask the pod boss how we're doing on that front. But yeah, no, people are genuinely interested in our fake friendship. About anime and manga. So speaking of My Hero Academia this week, we got the class. Apparently, I don't believe so. I think this is just a fake out. I think this is just there's a part 2 coming, but
I think so
Todoroki
as well.
beat Dabi.
The most recent chapter definitely like felt like it was foreshadowing that. But yeah, he did. And as always, the art is like so fucking impressive. But I want to hear. I've been waiting for this for a while because you said if he beats him, and obviously this newest chapter is probably like offset that a little bit because there's, like I said, some implication that he might be like second win, baby. You know. How are you feeling about this? Because I know you said if Dabi loses in this next chapter or is just taken out, you had a lot of worries for the series.
Yes, my
forward.
concern, and it definitely still rings true, I am very much afraid right now that My Hero Academia is on autopilot. It happened with Dr. Stone, and I thought maybe that was I thought it was a bit of a, like a fluke, like, oh wow, like, this just happened for whatever reason, like, this would never happen again. But there's a lot of material right now in Shonen Jump that seems to be getting pushed out the window, like out the door. Like, a lot of stuff is ending right now, and Shonen appears to be very interested in rushing these things out, like letting them just end. Either because they're trying to make room for something else, or they're in a dead hurry for those end of series volume sales. Because volumes really sell really well when a series is about to end.
Oh yeah, no, I can totally understand that. I mean, literally, Golden Kamuy ends. I'm like, to my boys who I started watching the anime with, boys, we have to start, like, watching this shit now, like, again or something. Different thing I'm doing, because, I ain't got the space anymore to be collecting manga again, honestly. I'm mostly doing, like, manga exchanges with friends lately.
That's the way to do it.
No, Yeah, when something ends, definitely, the interest peaks for a lot of people, because they'll have been hearing.
Understandably, because it's more in the conversation. This is why Attack on Titan has 5 parts for its final season.
Yeah. And there's kind of a comfort in knowing that, oh, it's ended? Okay, I can, like, look at this and say...
Now I can pace myself.
Yeah, this is how much time. Yeah, I can pace myself. I can, like, look at this and go... Yeah, this is about as much time I'm gonna dedicate to this right now. I say the instant One Piece fucking ends, all the naysayers and everything are gonna be like, okay.
Yeah, I think the naysayers finally have a chance. Like, honestly, I truly believe that Demon Slayer ending is a big attribution to why it does so well. I think because it's a complete thing. The fact that people know that if they binge it tonight, if they go to Barnes and Noble and grab all those fucking volumes tonight, they'll get to get a complete, finished, satisfactory, entertaining, awesome story right then and there. And they don't, because people just don't have the patience, it seems, anymore. Like, it would still do well. It would still do well, because look at Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, if it's ongoing, it'll do fine, but I think there's just, like, exceptional numbers when it has ended. If you ever watch, Super Eyepatch Wolf, he does a yearly annual series on, Shonen Jump sales, and he calls these zombie series, and he acts like this is like some like weird thing that he doesn't understand what happens, but it makes perfect sense. There's a huge readership, a contingency in fan bases that literally will just wait until a series ends, and then they'll just go all in on it. And I think Shonen Jump is aware of this zombie series attribution, and they're trying to capitalize on it now. Which I'm like, but now what are you going to replace that with? And Tinfoil Hat Pirate LeRoy says, are we going to see... Because I've seen some series that didn't do well on Shonen Jump, the magazine, get moved over to Jump Plus, the digital magazine. And I am genuinely curious if they're going to try to start moving some digital jumps over to the main magazine. I feel like some trades are due soon, because, oh my gosh, speaking of that Super Eyepatch Wolf video, it's hard I can track volume sales, physical copy sales. I have no idea how to find the viewership on Jump Plus, but apparently it's fucking ridiculous. Like, there are series that have, like, limited runs that are kicking everyone's ass.
It's so funny to me that you brought up Demon Slayer, because I literally saw a complete box set of it, and it was smaller than I anticipated.
Demon Slayer's not that long.
No, it isn't, and because I remember it coming out in like 2016, and I looked at it, and frankly, I thought, yeah, this is really fucking generic. I do not really care, and then next thing I know, I'm hearing about it being like the biggest freaking thing, and I will stand by.
Because that's the UFO table anime doing some fucking heavy lifting.
Yeah, oh no, most definitely. I would still say that Demon Slayer, and that's fair enough if everyone likes it and everything. I just wish people would admit that was pretty like bare bones classic shonen stuff, and that just proves how much like the original formula kind of works, in my opinion.
I was gonna say I think that's why that's why I enjoy it. It's the fact that it's just like because basically I enjoy that, and I don't like what surrounds it. I don't like its contemporaries. I like Demon Slayer because it's just solid. Like, that is a Jump story. That when you think of Shonen Jump, Demon Slayer is what you're also thinking about, among other things. What I don't like is that it inspires that bare bones shit like Doraemon and shit.
Oh, you had to leave the man alone.
You know, I will always
suffer
until that story dies. Until that dies, I will keep bringing it back, because it is not just them, all right? Because you had Ayashimon and all that.
No, leave him alone. It has a marketable protagonist. He has a pet, and it can turn into clothes. It's marketable.
That is literally that mascot is that's what I will admit. The only thing that I like about Doraemon is that mascot. I think that mascot's cool.
You want to harness that power.
I like that he can turn to a sword and everything, but it's like, yeah, but Soul Eater already did that too, motherfucker.
Yeah,
So,
true.
like, do you have any original thoughts? Do you have anything new to bring us? Because I do recall something called Golem Hearts.
Yeah.
That was that fucking originality. I want that. And I've seen within Doraemon, he can be creative. I've seen little bits. It's just that they're always preceded by paragraphs for some fucking reason.
I'm still absolutely certain that he has just, like, given himself basically to a formula that maybe even he doesn't enjoy.
He's cashing a check. The check clears. All right, I'm happy for him. But I feel like they should have given that to Golem Hearts.
Well, I think if Dororon,
it's Dololan. It's not Hedo
Dororon.
Or PPPPPPP. Like, this is a new funny naming convention.
Oh, you mean like how in like the
20
20-teens, every anime that was coming out, like the ones that people are trying to like hype up or something, were the ones with the sentences for names. Like the one I remember is.
Well, those are isekai. Those are light novels. No, what you're talking about is Haikyuu, animes that had multiple exclamation points. That was the old trend.
Yeah, it was.
That was the old trend.
But I still can't get out of my head.
Now the trend is repetitive titles.
Yeah, it's probably how I I was like, my name's Valentine. What do I do to make myself stick out to people? Alliteration. It's perfect. Like that's the closest I got, basically. And even then, with my 6.6k subs or something, maybe less, I obviously failed. That's because I stopped bothering with YouTube.
Rallying it back in. So, I'm afraid that My Hero Academia is now being poised to become a zombie series. I joked about how there would be a My Hero Shippuden in the near future. But I feel like right now, all of these creators and Shonen Jump themselves are very content to now have zombie series.
I'm glad. I want My Hero Academia to just be My Hero Academia. I don't want a continuation. I am fine, however, with things like spin-offs by other creators, because My Hero is an interesting world. Vigilantes has proven that. Just maybe don't spend the better half of a year or an entire year on one goddamn fight that just keeps on going.
Yeah, but I want to also assert that I actually like the principle of a zombie series. I just don't like the fact that Shonen is now trying to rush series into completion when they're not ready, like Dr. Stone. And they end kind of like bummers. Very, very light, thin bummers. But afterwards, once a series has a satisfying story and it's ended, and now it continues to just do so well, that's awesome. I'm so happy about it. I'm glad that stories continue to do so well when they're not even actively in serialization anymore. Like, that's so cool. So I just want to make sure I assert that I think this zombie thing is actually really cool.
I still say that Dr. Stone, I think Boichi was probably growing tired of that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, we've already discussed this. Boichi is like the big. I mean this affectionately. He's the biggest slut in the manga industry. And he will just, the man just draws, goes, hey, I want to be in your fucking, he will do so many guest shit, and so many one-off projects and shit, like he would have still done Dr. Stone. He's a
freaking monster, though. He's an art monster.
He would have continued to do Dr. Stone. If the check kept clearing, he would continue to do Dr. Stone. His attention was not being thrown away.
No.
This man juggles multiple projects at once.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not writing them.
But he's just drawing. It is simply the fact, though, that, like, I see Dr. Stone then, and then 2 weeks later, Boichi's announced that he's working on his, like, newest project.
But again, he's always working on something. Like,
yeah, exactly.
The reason why they only made that announcement was because Dr. Stone ended, and now, like, all right, how do we capitalize? How this new original IP, can we kite the Dr. Stone audience over to this? That was all that was about. But in reality, Boichi's always constantly involved in assisting on multiple fucking projects.
That's why I'm really hoping that if Dororon does well, it will then have that same effect where it's like, oh, catch this guy's next and real attempt at, like, trying for a story.
Well, it needs to end. It needs to get canceled first.
No, it needs to do, like, semi-well and then end at, like, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 volumes or something.
Like a 50 chapter one? I guess.
Yeah, like a 50 chapter story or something I could deal with. 'Cause I don't read Dororon. I was all like, oh, I'm gonna read this just to annoy. I can't bring myself to do it. You know?
I'm not. Like I said, but that being said, though, we're not gonna have a review because we're gonna get back on topic to My Hero Academia. But just for an update for the audience, hey, I'm still reading Super Smartphone. It's still good. I'm having a good time.
I heard people in the comments in my dream, what I thought was a dream, being like, is it something? You mentioned something about an first L character or something?
There is an L, and she's embarrassed to be associated with the police.
You meant L as in Death Note. Okay, yeah, you meant L as in Death Note. By the way, I have a guess. Does the Super Smartphone? It probably hasn't yet. I'm guessing with the knowledge accumulated or the points that he gains, the smartphone gets upgrades.
Okay, fuck it. Guys, sorry, we do have to talk about Super Smartphone because it's actually fucking great. So, the kid's a genius, and he starts gathering that based on the phone's responses, that this is actually turning into a game. That there's actually multiple people with these phones.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's a race to who can gather the most points. And basically, if you hit a certain point threshold, the phone says you get permanent ownership of your phone. And the main character goes, wait, I don't already own the phone? Do multiple people have this phone? And the phone kind of goes, I don't know, I'm just being cute. So there's an insinuation that this is going to start, there's going to be some kind of tournament if they're not already in the middle of it right now.
Okay.
But
does the phone have a personality?
So I think the phone, in the way that an AI does, the same way HAL 9000 does, like in only the way that a very dry AI can have a personality. I think its name is Kimi. I think that's what he named it. I'm not completely dedicated to remembering these names just yet. But no, like, there's an insinuation that there are multiple phone users, so that we could see some evil guys soon with this phone. I'm just thinking that, like, we have this boy genius with the phone. I want to see a variety of people approach this phone in different ways, and I want to see them interact. I want to see them bounce off each other and play some games. All right. Again, this series has a very exciting promise to it, and right now I'm enjoying what's already in front of me, and I really like theorizing what's ahead. So I will beg you guys this week, go read Super Smartphone. It's actually pretty fucking baller.
Go read Doron and keep making Ivan upset.
Yeah, do that too, because I should never be this happy. but also keep reading My Hero Academia, because it might be ending very quickly. Because my god, they got rid of Dabi very quickly, and I'm like, what the fuck happened, bro?
Like I said, I still say that new chapter. He's either doing one big suicide attack, because frankly, I don't think Dabi...
Yeah, well, I think it's 0 for 1. I think he's got a bomb in him, like Nagant did.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because why do you think 0 for 1's so fucking cocky right now with Endeavor? He's like, bro, you think you won? You sent your son out, and I think he's insinuating that he sent his son out to die, because 0 for 1 just always planned to just detonate Dabi. I think Dabi got fucking set up as a bomb. No matter what he was gonna do, he was gonna blow his ass up. So I'm like, and that's such an 0 for 1 move. And again, it undermines Dabi's presence. It's like, even Dabi couldn't even be fucking Dabi. He had to be a fucking little tool for 0 for 1.
Sure. How did you feel about, Spinner?
Again, Spinner can't just be Spinner. So 0 for 1 gave Spinner a gigantism quirk, it seems.
I think he's given him multiple. I think he's, like, gonna be an imperfect Nomu.
I mean, he's not a Nomu. A Nomu is literally just a fucking, like, sewed up set of organs.
Oh, no, I know. I mean, like,
Quirks?
I guess I'm using the wrong word. Like I do a lot.
Well, like an imperfect Dabi. Like, as I said, not Dabi, an imperfect Shigaraki, who has tons of quirks.
Multiple quirks.
I think he's been doing this with a lot of people. Yeah. Speaking of which, I want to stay on that with Nagant as well. The assassins are back. I was so upset, because I thought they had just, like, shoot away the whole assassin subplot.
I honestly
They're back.
thought so, too.
They're there.
I was very surprised.
Kunita is his name? He's got, like, plant quirks? He looks like a scarecrow? Fuck yeah. They insinuate there's 2 others. Ghastly was one, and Kunita, I think, is his name. I don't have his name committed to memory, but...
the first guy, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, they have more assassins. Awesome.
Yeah,
sick.
It makes sense. They had to have someone for, like, you know, the class to fight.
Well, we need some more villains, because my god, like our original core League of Villains team is fizzling out. They're petering out on us. Like I said, what the fuck happened to Dabi? I'll speak positively about Todoroki later, because I like what happened to Todoroki. I don't like what happened to Dabi. I was so certain that Dabi was going to be his own undoing. That should have been the case. But again, it's gonna be more 0 for 1 trickery. And it's like, dude, I'm so fucking tired of you, bro. Dabi was so cool. And you dedicated a chapter to Dabi having an extended origin where he shunned 0 for 1's presence. But it's continuing to be a running theme that you cannot avoid 0 for 1. 0 for 1 just forces all of his bullshit on you, and it's so fucking annoying because All for One was already dastardly enough. He doesn't need more of this shit, and he's ruining everyone in the process. Dabi was the last cool villain we had, and he's fucked now. He's literally petered out, and he's gonna be a little ticking time bomb now. It's just, man, that's so upsetting. But that being said, the subversion I did enjoy was Todoroki, how the way he beat him. He said, no bitch, you don't get to die on your own time. And using Horikoshi's dumb logic that I fucking adore, Todoroki makes a fire so hot, it's cold. And extinguishes his flames. And I thought that is so amazing for Todoroki. The fact that is how he reckons with his entire fucked up family's legacy. Because up to this point, he's like been very terrified about having to like up his flames. And like, okay, I gotta go high. I have to embrace my father's side. And he realizes, no, if I push even further and embrace every part, I can really make this my own. The fire and the ice becomes one, not two separate parts that work in tandem, but one combined whole new fucking thing. It's literally frozen fire. And it extinguishes fire. He fights fire with fire. He extinguishes fire with ice fire. It's so stupid and amazing. And I am so happy for Todoroki. Thank you for your service, Todoroki. We'll see you in My Hero Shippuden when you're inexplicably married to Momo because you had 5 seconds of dialogue with each other, because by Japan standards, that's highly romantic.
I was about to say, Naruto probably did the whole, like, marrying people off thing the best because some characters just got with, like, random people. But then I realized now the core main cast all, you know, as always, it's that fucking, you know, oh, you're in the inner circle. Like, some combination of these characters are gonna fuck inexplicably and all have kids roughly around the same time, so we can have, like, pretty much the same character dynamics in a sequel series, which I hate. No, yeah, that was obviously, like, bound to happen, I feel, for Todoroki. The true acceptance or true embracing of his power being his own and kind of finding his own way to overpower Dabi, because you are absolutely right.
Yeah, like, we knew it was coming because this is popcorn entertainment, and we knew, but the way it went about, the fact that I complain about the fact that Dabi wasn't his own undoing. I'm only mad the fact that All for One continues to get involved and fucking, like, soil it. I really respect the subversion of Todoroki stopping it and saying, no, you don't get to fucking do that, and that's where it should end. The fact that Todoroki finally ended this family cycle of self-immolation. I love that. I love being wrong in that regard. I just don't like the fact that All for One says, nah, fuck you. I am tired of this. All for One is better than this, and this is the most that Horikoshi does with him, and it's annoying.
I'd say he's doing the, I mentioned the other week.
He's a fucking troll.
No,
and it's not
he's
even
doing
funny.
the celestial dragon thing. He's like trying to add on every other reason why you should, like, hate this guy, basically. But at this point, it's getting really tired.
I disagree. I disagree. All for One is not the bourgeois. That's not what's going on.
Oh yes, he fucking is. He literally is.
He is not the bourgeois. He is.
No, he literally is the bourgeois. What the fuck are you talking about? He's got his fucking fingers.
He is a rich guy, but I'm saying that thematically, this is not a fucking class warfare story. As much as I want it to be, it's not. One Piece is, because it's amazing. Among other things, One Piece has a million themes going.
It does. I was about to say, you can't, like, take One Piece and put it in, like, a single box and be like, yeah, that's what it's about.
I could. I generally believe One Piece is the ultimate anti-oppression story.
Oh, yeah.
I really believe that every theme has to do something with some facet and system of oppression. And Luffy is unabashed, no gray area, anti-oppression. Complete, utter freedom. And that's why I love One Piece. There is gray area, but the gray area gets its ass kicked. Like, Luffy is just the pure dawn.
Luffy is freedom, and the fact of the matter is, like, it's an aspect of Luffy that I feel isn't really explored, but it's like, it should, at some point, I do want One Piece to go into the unfortunate person that so happens to get in the way of Luffy's freedom, even though they have good intentions of their own. Luffy is not absolute freedom for everyone. Luffy is absolute freedom for himself. and if you get in the way of his freedom, he is going to fuck you up.
It happens to vibe with everyone else.
Pretty much, yeah. Because Luffy is a nice guy, but if you were to get in his way, he would fuck you up. Like,
but what does it mean to get in Luffy's way? Be a fucking fascist. Be a greedy piece of shit, and you're gonna somehow walk into Luffy. Luffy is literally the embodiment of fucking freedom, and that's even more so now that it's insinuated that he's the god of fucking freedom. Luffy is literally a force of fucking nature now.
True, but Luffy would never have helped Kobe if Kobe did absolutely nothing to stop Alvida from treating him the way that he did. Luffy would have been like, nah, this kid ain't fucking worth my time. That
Exactly. Because Kobe would have been complicit in a fucking system. That's Otis saying, you don't get to sit there and cry and say that things suck. Stand the fuck up.
Yeah.
And Kobe does. That's why we don't call Kobe a cop when he should be. Because Kobe definitely is standing up for something better. Again, like, I called Midoriya a cop before I would call Kobe a cop, despite the fact that Kobe works for the fucking Marines.
Yeah.
Because Kobe is aspiring for something better. He's working in the system, but he's actually one of those guys trying to do it. He's like Smoker now. He's trying to do something.
Yeah, but it's the implication is that loads of people in the Marines are trying to do something.
Yes, and that's what we're finally getting, and it's fucking exciting.
That's because it's actually nuanced.
Exactly, it's fucking. They're complex. It's amazing. I love it. And
Yeah,
the ones that are
great.
clearly in it for themselves are the ones that are getting their fucking asses handed to them. It's great.
Precisely.
Like, look at a group like CP9 and CP0 and all these fucking. What's the CP stand for? Child porn? What the fuck ever. These are the guys who work in the gray area, and they get their asses whooped. They're like, oh, I have to be a part of this. And then Luffy beats their fucking asses. Whereas Kobe goes, I'm here making the best of it. Something better is coming. I'm doing my part. I'm doing with what I am equipped with to do my part. And when I see some bullshit, I'm gonna fucking speak up. And that's what I like, and that's why I like Aokiji's lazy justice, where he's just like, yeah, this ain't cool. I'm out. He denounces the fucking Marines when he goes, well, there's nothing I can do here anymore. Now I gotta do my part outside the law. When they know it's their time, it's fucking great.
Yeah. What are we thinking about Spinner, by the way?
Spinner? Again, he's pissing me off. Oh, for what? It's not his fault. It's all for one. It's pissing me off.
Spinner has been propped up as a mutant kind of like what's the word? Not Messiah or anything like that. The point is he's the head of like this mutant sect, basically.
That's the thing I don't like.
That they are using. Why?
I don't like this because, well, but again,
Because that is real.
Because he's a villain. But here's the thing: I like that the villain clearly Spinner is being used to manipulate. For the villains, this works. I understand that. I just don't think that Horikoshi... I'm like, congrats, Horikoshi, you're gonna get to go to Catholic heaven. Like, there's nothing nuanced about what Spinner has gotten embroiled in.
No, it is nuanced. It absolutely is nuanced.
It's very obvious that he's being fucking used.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But what I like about Spinner's predicament is the fact that he is being fucking used. The fact that he has no ambitions. He literally looks at Dabi and goes, Dabi would never lose. Dabi actually has
Dabi
a
has
purpose.
actual fucking aspirations and
Exactly,
shit.
and he goes, I don't have aspirations. This is and the fact that he literally calls the fact that Dabi lost propaganda. I said this before, back in our My Villain discussion. I said, this guy was a fucking incel. And that continues to be fucking true. This poor motherfucker keeps getting used and abused. And what All For One is doing to Dabi, this is what he should already be doing to Spinner. Leave this to Spinner. Because again, Spinner is the guy who doesn't aspire. He's the one who shits and moans and complains about the state of the world, but barely does anything. He literally sits there and just lays on the ground and goes, give me something to do, please. And they do, and that is Spinner's undoing.
But this
Spinner
is absolutely
not
something that does happen in real life, where evil people or companies, seemingly trying to do something or pretending to do something that can be perceived as good, use people's situations or them in general, their lives, to fucking push their bullshit. That's what happens. That is
Yes,
that is what
that's
Spinner is.
that's Spinner. Yes, I agree. That's
It's
Spinner.
absolutely a real thing that happens.
And I just like, why can't you just put that all on? Be efficient. Put that all on Spinner. Leave Dabi out of it. Because that scene was so perfect where Spinner was fucking freaking out, going, Dabi can't fucking lose. That's bullshit. And that's how I feel, except in response to All For One playing a role in Dabi's story. Dabi has a purpose. He doesn't need All For One's manipulation. You're just adding more bullshit for All For One, even though we already have enough examples of him being dastardly. Enough. Leave Dabi out of this. He had his own fascinating thing.
We're gonna have to see, like, because obviously we don't know for certain if it is Dabi's just gonna get back up, which I feel is kind of unnecessary. I mean, like, you are more than likely right.
I don't think he's getting back up.
No,
I think it's a bomb.
I agree. It probably is a bomb, but I don't really know what to say here. It's just the fact that, yeah, like, obviously they're trying to make this guy the most evil, because frankly, I'm still absolutely certain that a lot of these guys are somehow gonna get out of this, like, with comparably from what they've done, what they are doing, a slap on the wrist.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. Again, this is the fact that this is why I'm disappointed.
And we've always said from the beginning, Dabi was going to die,
Yeah.
whether that's at the hands of Todoroki or Endeavor or anything
that's
like
why
that.
I'm upset that Dabi wasn't his own undoing, because that's a slap on the wrist. Even if All For One blows him up, that's a slap on the wrist.
Even so, I think this if Dabi's gonna get blown up,
Dabi
what does that
deserves
mean?
to be his own undoing, and now that All For One is going to take that away from him now.
I imagine it's going to be more about Endeavor, to be honest, with Dabi dying, where it's going to be that Endeavor's like.
Well, it's not about Dabi dying. It's the fact that we have a bomb in the middle of the city where Todoroki is. All For One is leveraging Todoroki's life Endeavor, not Dabi's.
True, I kind of think that Ida, if they are gonna get blown up, is probably gonna, like, you know, pull a fucking Flash or something and save, like, everyone in the blast radius somehow.
I hope so. I hope that's what we're working towards, because otherwise, what did Ida... We saw Ida in the background of that fight, and immediately in this chapter they go, oh, sorry to short out your engines, Ingenium. What do you mean? I never saw that happen. Why are you rushing through this? I want to see Ida do shit.
I want to see
Come on now.
Yeah, we've talked about... Ida gets so many fucking L's in this series.
Ida gets
I genuinely
so fucked
thought
over.
we were so
He gets
hopeful
so
back in the
fucked
fucking
over.
Vigilante arc, weren't we? Where we were like, Ida's finally, like, doing something. Yes, Ida's the one who reaches out for him and brings Midoriya back and shit. But... no, even now he's still like relatively.
Like now, if this is not gonna go the way we're thinking, oh my god, was that fight the last time we saw Ida do something cool? Like, was that Ida's like farewell moment? Because I joked the fact that was like a quick farewell, like wave, like this is the last time you're gonna see some of these characters.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if that was the last like big Ida moment.
It really feels like.
Unless,
that way.
as you say, he carries everyone outside the fucking bomb radius.
Yeah, he's gonna like fucking burn out or something. He's gonna,
I hope so. I hope so, man.
I hope he cripples himself, saving
I
everyone.
don't want to be. No,
I'd be
I
fine
don't want
with
Ida
that.
cripple. No,
No, you
cripple
don't.
Ida.
I want him to though.
No,
It'd be
I
cool.
want Ida to ride off into the fucking sunset. As like, I want the rest of these fuckers to die and Ida live. All right.
No, he's gonna.
Ida deserves it.
He's
He
gonna
got
cripple
so
his legs and
screwed
he's
over.
gonna grow fucking his goddamn exhaust pipes out of his ass and he's gonna be in a wheelchair. That's what's gonna fucking happen. He's gonna be a
No.
handy-capable hero.
No.
He's gonna be the
Horikoshi
mi-
would never be so brave.
He's gonna be the Mike guy. You know how I don't know if Mike guy in Naruto like cripples himself.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. That's already the original Ingenium. This has already been
oh,
done.
true.
Already been done, motherfucker.
Can I be honest? Between the abridged, like, I get so confused between the abridged of what I've seen and
Yes,
the
no,
goddamn
me too.
anime. Did he die or is he just crippled?
He died in the abridged, but in the original, he's just crippled. He's in a
God
wheelchair.
damn it.
He's still doing physical therapy. He might walk again someday, but right now his ass is firmly planted.
Oh, you know what, then they're gonna pull a Rock Lee, I bet you, where Ida's like, no, I can't do this, and he's like, your big brother's here, and he's like, run with me, Ida. It's like, that's all I ever wanted, because that is all, Ida just wanted to make his fucking brother proud and shit like that, because...
And here's the thing, maybe that happened. Maybe Airi undid his fucking, his disability.
Oh, that's true.
Again, Because remember, Aries still out. Aries is still out in the force. She can literally undo everything. So who knows? Maybe Dabi explodes and maybe Aries brings him back too. Who the fuck knows? It looks like we still have that anti-consequence button still just out in the wild.
Oh, fuck.
That suck? Doesn't that fucking suck?
I forget that Aries is a part of this sometimes. I know a lot of people
The fact they have
like
not
that.
shown her in forever, so you know she's arriving at
It's
some
gonna be
point.
some 12th hour shit where
Speaking of which, Mirio, speaking of 12th hour bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Mirio, we haven't seen Mirio's ass since the fucking, the war.
Man should have stayed quirkless. I liked
Dude
him
should
more.
have stayed dead. What the fuck?
In name, at least.
If they were to bring him back, it should have been for this.
Yeah, no.
This is where he should have came back for. That's
He,
such
comes
horseshit.
back and he's, dashing through the city with Eri and everything, holding her hand and everything.
Exactly.
Shooting through buildings and stuff.
Yes,
Power!
that
and he's,
should have been
getting
the
Eri,
moment.
and he's getting Eri to, reverse everyone's goddamn, status elements and shit.
Fucking Horikoshi fucking shot his low too soon. He should have
Okay, then. Okay, Ida cripples himself running, and then Eri just, steps up and heals his legs.
Dabi explodes, Arion does it, everyone fucking dies, Arion does it. Just do that now.
Eri
Stick
just
the rest of
has,
the series.
Eri has, range,
The
turn
series
back.
ends, Arion does it, and they start over.
Yeah, she's
give us a better fucking
She's
manga.
practiced her power now, and she has a ranged AoE of 30 feet or something.
Do not even fucking say that, because that's what's gonna happen.
It will. Although, by the way, I have
She's gonna have that fucking skadoosh power from Kung Fu Panda.
the fucking.
Where there's a fucking fart cloud in a fucking 50-foot radius and the fucking fight ends.
I was about to say, I don't know how I remember this. Is it the whooshy finger hold or something?
Yes, the whooshy finger hold.
Skadoosh.
Skadoosh.
What the fuck is? I like this effect, by the way, on All for One's fingers and shit. I'm kind of like. Oh yeah, well is this the 4 elements or something? But then I'm seeing that he's
It's
got,
not even the 4 elements, it's just a bunch of fucking quirks.
Yeah, he's got Johnny
Wow,
Joe
yeah,
Stars.
so fucking spooked, dude, because that really helped Shigaraki versus Stars and Stripes. Wow. It's a shame that we haven't seen a fight where this gets undone.
Right, no, I was just gonna say, he's got Johnny Joe Stars nails and everything. He's got a weird face coming out of his fingers,
Yeah,
ooh.
well, it's just a bunch of different fucking quirks. That's probably the fucking thing where his arm gets all
Fire
fucked up,
and
he just starts
Gurren
growing.
Lagann drills. But
Right.
I'm really hoping though. Next chapter, in fact, does it say on break next week? Because a lot of manga have been taking breaks.
It
lately.
better not be, because my god, this motherfucker's been on break for a month.
well, Mister, we need to take care of. No, I understand.
We
what
did.
you,
He took
no,
care. He took care.
It is.
He had his time.
It's the double-edged sword. We want manga artists and everything. Naturally, we want creators to take care of themselves, but we also want to see that content and everything. And naturally, it's frustrating. Oda worked at least 2 weeks straight, 3 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks to finish off.
Yeah, he can go
Kaido
take a
fight.
month if he wants,
Yeah.
even though we're past Golden Week. He can take another month. I don't care.
I mean, I don't, because one of my favorite things about One Piece is when, and I'm sure you agree, is when Luffy beats the final boss and everything, and then they get fucking showered with praise and love and food and shit. But
yeah, literally the manga equivalent of a DreamWorks dance sequence at the end. Yeah, I'm so excited.
I fucking love those. Dude, I do that shit.
I'm kidding. That sounded very facetious.
It did. It super did.
I actually really love that because Steena and I just finished Skypiea last night.
Oh.
And I forgot
wish I
how
was
much
there.
I love that campfire scene.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's
Where they're
fucking-
stealing the treasure and they're escaping the island.
And they're like,
And
wait,
no,
we want to give you more.
We want to give you more gold. Run, we're stealing the gold.
I'm not,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that so fucking much. I know people are gonna be fucking pissed. I made Steena skip Gate 8 and Long Ring Island.
Whoa. Just one pace Afro Luffy.
I made her skip it.
You made her skip
Because I told her you can watch it on your own time because I want to see Water 7 again.
No, I don't blame you, but dude, fuck
Y'all the motherfuckers who skip Skypiea, so I get to skip Long Ring
I never
Island,
skip
and I will make all my
Skypiea. Why are you making me suffer for what those bitches
Well, I'm yelling at the
do?
audience right now. I'm yelling at the audience right now.
Oh, okay then, fair enough. But no, Steena, if you, I know you're gonna be editing this and shit. So watch Long Ring Long Land. It's fucking funny. It's just funny. Do
yeah, it
it
is funny, but I'm sorry, but after Skypiea, I gotta keep her interested because because after Skypiea is where Steena finally said that One Piece was good.
Oh.
Well, I should say, I know she liked Alabasta. She liked Alabasta as well.
She liked Syrup Island. I know that because when we were like,
it's not that she loves Syrup Island. It's the fact that she doesn't like people hating on Syrup Island.
Okay. I was gonna say,
but after showing her Skypiea, she would agree with me now that Syrup Island kind of stinks.
It's paced poorly, but I love Usopp's characterization, especially in like foresight to what I know.
She's admitted that she admits that like Skypiea is like the most consistently great in her eyes that One Piece has been. I said, yo, hold the fuck on. We're gonna skip 2 fillers, and I'm gonna give you the best My Hero. It's like the best One Piece story right now. Water 7 through Enies Lobby.
I mean, wait. You at least showed her Aokiji.
I gave her the abridged version of Aokiji.
Oh, okay then. All right.
I gave her a very vivid description of the Aokiji fight.
Okay then. Did you at least tell her about Foxy? And
Also, the opening of that arc has the Aokiji fight in it, so she saw it.
True. As long as you get down what he means to Robin,
yes.
like yeah.
Yes, I explained that. I explained the fact that the Garb connection.
He's the fucking boogeyman to Robin.
Because she already saw Aokiji in Film Z. Because she watched Film Z with me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So she knows who Aokiji is. So I said, hey, it's that guy. She's like, oh, cool.
I really want to show my mate more One Piece films. I think he saw Strong World, and like that's what like piqued his interest at one point.
Strong World's fucking great. Strong World's great. Fucking,
Strong World is just
Film Z is amazing. Stampede, I know you're iffy on it, but I think it's fucking
I don't think it's terrible. It's great on fan service. I still think though that Bullet is like undercooked as a villain and shit.
Bullet is literally just another Broly, alright? Just let him have it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, they get to have one. They all get to have one.
True. But going back to My Hero though, there was a specific bit that I paid a special attention to, and I'm sure you did too. So Red Right comes in. It's that page. With
yes.
Yeah,
that's another thing we need to mention is the fact that what's interesting now, because I said I was afraid that this was gonna end too soon. This chapter introduced more areas and more fights.
It did, yeah. The
which it makes me happy again. So that goes back to the fact that there are more assassins now.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Some of these villains look pretty crazy too, actually.
Oh my god,
they've got Slime Guy back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only just noticed him. That is totally.
Oh, you just noticed? He was there. He was there a couple chapters ago.
Oh, I didn't notice him. I only just noticed that Slime Guy is there from like the start, which is actually like fucking cool. Like to see him again, you know, considering. But what is with this moment where Red Right comes in? You know, all the different characters. They're Takoba National Stadium, and Sugarman or Sugar Rush is like talking with Tail Guy, and then for some reason Sero has got like the ...
Yes, so Sero is sensing something. Sero, like everyone's getting cocky, and Sero thinks something's coming. Because Sero is, I mean, we exaggerate and joke about it in the abridged, but Sero is really, truly, even in the manga, a very underrated like genius. And he's like, everyone else is like getting excited, and Sero's like, yo, hold the fucking phone. We got a fight ahead of us. I think they're gonna fight Ghastly.
Sero's actually rather he's rather even-headed, isn't he?
Yes, he's more serious than he's given credit for.
Yeah,
and more of a leader than he's given credit for.
Honestly, I actually think that Sero has one of the best like hero designs out of
You've already said this. I've said it. He's one of my favorites. Fucking
yeah.
Wrong.
It's the tape like cutter bit, obviously.
It's that the helmet's
sick. Jaw. It's fucking cool.
He's got good colors. You don't see many like American heroes with that color scheme either.
Helmets are badass. Masks are cool, like full cowls and everything like that. It's something that I miss in Midoriya's design in the fucking Vigilante arc, honestly. Midoriya with the like full mask on and everything. I know he was like had the whole edgy thing going, but it was cool to see him like have that full outfit on, I guess, in my opinion.
But one thing I want to mention, because you talked about Red Riot and Pinky, they're not at the stadium.
No, they're not.
They are at Gigantamakia's prison.
That's right.
So I think we're gonna get a part 2, motherfuckers.
And it's actually back at Jeku Hospital as well.
Yeah, the ruins of the hospital. They built a facility on top of it.
Yeah. No, it's I was literally thinking to myself the other day, what are the chances that, like, we're gonna see a lot of these side characters like fucking Sugar Rush or Anima and everything? Like, obviously, last we saw of Anima, and we were like, fuck yeah, Anima doing something in Vigilante Arc. As you said, like, is probably gonna be the last time that we, like, see any of these characters.
Like, I said it was gonna be there, but maybe it's gonna actually be here. If they're not too busy sucking Todoroki's dick. Because that's literally all they're doing this chapter. This chapter is everyone sucking Todoroki's dick. It's fucking hilarious.
No, I know. That's what
all of this dialogue is dedicated to cheering on Todoroki. Oh my god, Todoroki. You're so fucking... That's the reason why I say this is probably the last time we see Todoroki until he's a fucking adult and inexplicably married to Momo.
Yeah, like, there's no way that they're gonna, like...
Unless this bomb goes off and we see some more shit and we see some sad scene of Todoroki getting fucking scarred for life emotionally.
Thinking about it more and more and more, we're definitely probably not going to see Todoroki. And I understand why you're like, totally, it's a bomb. Dabi's going to die. That's that, obviously. I'm like, yeah, true, because his rival character is, like, for the most part, as far as we can tell, Todoroki is down for the count. He is just
He's
done.
spent.
He is fucking spent.
He did his big fucking thing. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, what's this? I'm like looking through it again. I thought I saw a freaking overhaul for a minute, but I have no idea. Like, I'm still unsure. Did he get captured? He was captured, right?
He was captured. He was captured within the Gaunt.
Yeah, we've been over this before. That's
Total
right.
horse shit. But Kunita is really fucking cool.
Really doing something for you.
I like these giant plants. I like what a creepy little fable motherfucker he is. I hope we get some dedicated fight here. I want an Aoyama fight.
Oh, he needs it. He absolutely needs it because the dude...
Because otherwise, what his big moment was the betrayal of All For One, which was cool. Which was funny. I recall that moment. It was really funny. I liked it.
Midoriya, I pissed my pants.
But it would be fucking great to see some more.
No, I absolutely would.
Because he's one of my favorites.
Aoyama. There are massive stakes going on in this arc, obviously, and to some degree, like, I think the way that they're going about this is, like, losing me, but then I actually think about it and I'm like, oh yeah, no, there's, like, obviously huge stakes going on here. Aoyama probably has some of the most to lose, because let me tell you, if they did lose, there's no way they're giving Aoyama a quick death. Absolutely.
Oh, I mean, that's the whole point of this fight, is the fact that this motherfucker's gonna torture him.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fucking baller. But
I
also,
I actually love Aoyama's, reaction to him, though. As the dictator failed his duties, he did not get a second chance. As All For One's latest assassin, let me show you how the job should be done. Are you still aiming for the best of the both worlds, or have you made your choice? Aoyama Yuga, you are nothing but the bat stuck between birds and beasts.
He's calling him a turncoat. He says you don't belong anywhere, which I like how they're continuing to play that angle, even though Class 1A has already said they accept him.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, unfortunately, that hit isn't there, but I do respect the effort, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like it because this dude is already proving, in my opinion, to be, like, a decent rival of this guy. This smack talk is pretty good.
Well, he's got good characterized dialogue. That's why I say he's got good characterized dialogue. I think he's very distinct. I like him.
Yeah, no, I do too. Now I've like looked at that dialogue and everything.
I also want to give a shout out to Shoji Tentacool.
Oh yeah.
I like how you can see the indent of his mouth under his mask, like Horikoshi going, "Oh my god, this is the moment you've all waited for." I'm alluding to we're gonna see his face soon, because that's literally like all we have to look forward to now. Because like I said, this whole story's like
he's gonna be hot, people. We all know it.
And there's nothing left to surprise us. So even Horikoshi's aware of this, and because he's abandoned the fact that Bakugo was vestige number 2. So he's like, "Oh fuck, what do I have left to keep people interested? This weird motherfucker's face. Want to see that?"
Look, I'm either hoping for him to be like genuinely somewhat like hideous and whatnot, because obviously he's going
I hope he's beautiful. I hope he's got just a perfect fucking chiseled face.
Of course. But here's the thing that I do agree with you on. It was very obvious that they were going to put the mutant against the mutant. Quite obviously. Because we both know what he's going for here and everything.
Yes.
I've said it with the whole thing.
Yeah, we know what he's going for, and that's why I don't like it, because it's really not deep. It's like, you're like, oh look, I got a mutant leader. Spinner's my Malcolm X.
Oh yeah, but neither is
he's
the
not.
rich or evil.
You don't have the Horikoshi. You don't have the balls, because even fucking Oda didn't have the balls. Because I recently comb through Fishman Island again, and I have some issues.
Whoa. I still say
I think it's
Fishman
toothless.
Island.
I think it's very toothless.
I disagree. I think Fisher Tiger's, like, fucking views on racism and everything is actually one of the best fucking examples of, like, you know, talking about racism in an anime.
I like Fisher Tiger. I think Fisher Tiger's cool. I don't like Noda, or whatever the fuck is. Who was the bad one?
Noda.
Was that his name? No. The white fish, motherfucker. The villain of this series.
Oh, Horty.
Horty. I'm sorry. Noda Oda. I'm just like,
Horty. I was gonna say, who the...
I don't like Horty. I don't like Horty.
You had me stumped
and I roll
then.
my eyes. The fact that the fucking Poseidon's mom was like the most like human... was like the most human presenting fishman. And of course she fucking got along with the humans.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Well, yeah, that's here's the thing.
Toothless.
That's where I'm okay, that's where I'm going.
No, but here's but this is the
that's
reason why I like
Shoji.
That's why I like Jinbei
Shoji.
now. That's why I like Jinbei more now, because Jinbei looks like a fucking creature. And
Yes.
the fact that he's trying so hard.
No, I agree on that.
But versus
aspect.
they're like, but they're like this fucking like. Besides, she looks like a beautiful fucking mermaid. He's like, I think we can get along just fine with the humans. Yeah, bitch, because it's so fucking easy for you. Because people literally like fucking covet what you are. All right, fuck off.
Yeah, that's
It's
that's
so
where
easy
I'm
for
going.
you.
That's where I'm going with the Shoji argument, though.
Versus
if Shoji pulls off
versus-
his fucking mask and he is like a beautiful fucking cinnamon bun. If he's a beautiful fucking man octopus thing, then it's one of those things where it's like, well, yeah, Shoji, because even though you like look like that, it's like you got that face.
No, but I want to
least.
continue on Hody, because Hody, who's never actually directly experienced fishman racism, that's like Oda telling black people because they weren't slaves, they shouldn't be mad about slavery.
Oh,
and that's
well,
why I get a little bit pissed.
Well, that's because he fucking bought into the Arlong thing. That's because he bought
it puts a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, that's fair enough, but I would say
I agree, but I do agree that there is some issues with internalized, but the way it's spun here, it seems like what I just said. I don't like that.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But most
like
importantly,
I said, Horty is the
what I
ghost of
mostly say,
Arlong.
I think Fishman is fine. It's just the fact that I've seen bigger balls. I've seen Otis swing his testicles far lower to the ground with far greater weight than Fishman Island. That's my issue. I feel like I look at Fishman Island, I go, Oda, were you just napping that day? Because I know you could go harder, and I think it feels a bit cowardly. It feels a bit cowardly, because I'm like, I could see this, if you just refine this a little bit more, you could have went so much harder.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like, Greenblood. Greenblood, I think, did a good job on the racism aspect, in my opinion. Where
I think so too,
Yeah.
because again, these are people who were directly impacted.
Yeah,
They're literally
precisely.
fighting for their fucking lives and their homes.
Everyone wants to talk about it, like, it's such a touchy topic. I hate this topic.
It's not touchy, it's relevant.
I know it's relevant, but it's one of those things where it's like, fuck, I've got to like word everything I
But
say
no,
absolutely perfectly.
you are right. You are correct. Greenblood handles this. That again, I wish he done with Hody that he did with Greenblood. The fact that there is going too fucking far, and the problem is the fact that he made a character who was not directly impacted. So he makes a very muddy message. If Hody had been directly impacted, you could really have an argument of going too far, like letting that really taint your fucking soul, the way that those characters in Greenblood do.
Well, the thing.
We're like,
it's
that
okay,
point
let's
where
say
we
like
can-
this. Let's say like this.
Oh, no, you know
Horty-
what? I just finished Skypiea. Go back to the Shandorians. He's done this before.
Oh no, absolutely.
With the Shandorians, who were never directly impacted. They were not the original people who got fucked over, but they have still been directly fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
Their entire lives.
No, I agree. Actually, Shandoria was a way better
Wiper,
example.
Wiper
of
is
that.
so much better than Hody. He's so much better.
Yeah, but even then, there is
And
still
the
like.
optimism of Wiper's story, too, is so much better. Like, Wiper's a guy that you look at this motherfucker and you go, there's no way he would ever get redeemed. And he gets redeemed.
He does, yeah.
Whereas Hody is not directly impacted and they cast him the fuck aside. And it just, ugh.
Okay, let's like turn it the other way, because as always, whenever you look at like two sides of these things, like there's that side and then there's this side. Horty is that guy who has been watching Arlong's fucking right-wing YouTube channel way too fucking much.
Yes,
That is what Hody is.
Again, I agree with you. Here's the thing. Wiper's the better Hody. Hody is the better spinner. Because Hody actually has ambition.
I'm trying to process this now.
Hody is the better spinner because Hody is more directly impactful. He has more initiative than Spinner does.
Yeah. No,
Spinner continues to be a fucking vessel for another villain. All for one. Whereas Hody is influenced by Arlong, but Hody is still his own man.
Yes, he is. But he's also
and he still has the same principles that Spinner does, where, like you said, they are highly manipulated by their own internal propaganda.
It's one of those things as well where Hody is also, although you could probably say that Hody is probably stronger than Arlong at the point of the story, Hody is genuinely a weaker man than Arlong is as well.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and that probably directly relates to the fact that Hody is not someone who is directly affected by these things, because Arlong does what he does because of the events of what happened to Fisher Tiger, but he didn't listen to what Fisher Tiger said. That's who Jinbei is. Jinbei is the guy who said, Jinbei is the guy who said, I'm not going to fucking hate humans over this.
Yeah.
I'm going to treat people
Jinbei's
individually.
the better beside. I forget her name, but she was the mermaid that was like the MLK. Shirahoshi. Who's like, oh, we can get along, but it's like, bitch,
a man literally came out of the woods.
Just like them.
A man literally came out.
You're
and
literally
was like,
sitting behind the podium right now, hiding
you.
your tail. Bitch.
Literally, like she literally went above land one time, and this guy and that fucking fat son of a bitch, Charles, whatever his goddamn name is, came out and be like, "I'm going to put you in fucking chains."
Yeah, that motherfucker always gets fucking hit. He's a fucking chew toy character.
I know.
But versus Jinbei is a scary fucking shark man who's dealt with the same thing all these motherfuckers have dealt with, and he's the one coming out the other side stronger and willing to fucking make amends. Like, he's awesome. And he's also, when he's ready to fight about it, he picks the right time to fucking fight about it. And that's what I like about him. He's not a pushover. He's not a conscionable objector in this fucking fight. Because again, Oda goes, no, you fucking stand for something. And Jinbei, when Jinbei takes a knee, it's because his balls are too fucking big and heavy. That's the only time Jinbei ever fucking takes a knee.
We're getting too excited over Jinbei and how good Jinbei is. Look,
this was supposed to be the one My Hero recap, but One Piece continues to fucking take over.
That's because it's everywhere, Ivan. It's in the DNA of all shonen manga past 1997.
It's in the DNA of the human soul, because again, this is such a fucking primal fucking story. That's why it's so fucking good.
No, it is fucking great.
Okay, but yeah, final thoughts on My Hero this week before we dedicate next week to Vigilantes. It's Memorial. Fine.
Oh yes, yeah. It's weird as well because like I think Vigilantes was like the big thing that like kicked this off, really, wasn't it? Like it was the first like big topic I think we covered for like
in the I mean on this particular podcast. Yes, Vigilantes is what started this podcast, and now
pretty much
now we have to see it off in a Viking funeral next week.
Absolutely, it's fuck, am I glad we're out of that fight, but I am so looking forward to what is coming now, like, in this finale. I cannot wait to see what our
So basically,
boy does.
next week, we're going to discuss, like, the last, like, 3 chapters of Vigilantes is what we're going to do. We're gonna cover that entire epilogue.
One thing about this chapter, by the way, latest chapter of My Hero, that I felt was kind of kicking the dog, and almost felt unnecessary, and I'm not sure if this guy was someone that we directly see in this war. It's the guy with the skull mask, and it's like he's got a drill coming out of his goddamn mouth. One moment, I'm getting... Sorry, I just had to do a line. Anyway. Joking.
Okay.
No. Anyway, no, it's the guy with like a skull mask, and he's got like a drill coming out of his face, and I'm
it's
like...
It's not a drill, it's a fucking it's a fucking gas mask. It's a fucking tube.
Oh, okay. It's the
look,
way it's got the ridges.
It's
the ridges. You see the ridges in it. It reminds me of a Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, it does, but it's a fucking tube.
I don't know if he was like a key character or probably not, but
he's not a key character until now. He admits that he's the one that killed Midnight.
Oh, that's what it is. It was the way it was the use. The time for liberation upon us. Those that speak lies will be run down to the ground, just like that UA teacher. Okay. I read that as we will run them into the ground. I think I might have read a different I don't know.
He did. Like he was probably like multiple people. Like it's the fact that he's taking credit for taking out Midnight, even though Midnight probably got her ass stomped out by fucking Higanta Makia.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably thousands of people got there.
But this is the man who is the face of Midnight's demise, and so this gives Pinky and Red Riot a stake in this battle.
Yeah, that's good.
Because they were the ones that were the most impacted by that.
Mount Lady, a character that even though she remains like pretty like not super relevant, like I don't know, I'm just loving Mount Lady whenever she appears lately. Honestly,
because she got more base. Basically, she got like a tiny like little like 5 like a 0.005 centimeter fucking scar on her face. So now she can't get married, and now she's cool.
No, it's honestly, it really added to her in that we've this is the first hero that we really see in the manga. So
yeah, she's one of the very first you're introduced to. She's like she is the face of what's wrong with Hero Society, and the fact that she's just made such a shift where she's become such a serious like foundation for what's left of Hero Society. Like you would have thought she would have been one of the first to quit, but she stuck it out.
No, it's
because
the fucking
somewhere
Gerda
deep
guy.
down in her fucking fat ass, she fucking knew what was right.
I know,
and that's why she's awesome.
It is. No, it fucking is. That's literally what I was trying to get at.
She grew up to be based. Like it's great. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's all. That is honestly the last.
Because even when she was a piece of shit, she was like comically a piece of shit.
That is like the
and now
last.
Now she's grown up. She's had her coming of age.
Yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to say. Basically, Mount Lady continues to be a fucking great character. Basically,
because it's one of Horikoshi's favorites. Because she was one of the first he made. She was the original Ochako.
I want to see fucking Snipe or something at the end of the series.
Like, I think Jiro was the first one he made, and I think the second was Mount Lady, who was Ochako at the time.
Jiro?
Like,
Jiro was the first one he made?
Jiro was the very first one he made.
Huh.
He cites that as that's the first quirk he came up with.
Huh. Fair enough. I didn't know that.
And that's why she's one of his personal favorites. And I agree.
don't know why
she's a great design.
That kind of feels right. Almost. It's like when you find
look
out...
Look at Jiro's design. That is a character that you could tell was the front of someone's mindset.
No, it's like how, like, isn't Bulbasaur, like, the first Pokemon or something?
No, Rhydon is.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
She's the Rhydon of My Hero Academia.
Of course you know more about Pokemon than me. Of course. We'll talk about We'll talk about fucking Digimon at some point, though. I know you
I think we did. We did on Saturday Jump, but yeah, I think a Digimon discussion on this podcast, it was definitely warranted when we run out of ideas.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When all of our podcasts,
by the way,
when all of our series we're reading are fucking canceled.
Ivan, I was doing some fucking shit the other day and I realized something that we have to do, and we even talked about it at one point, not doing it, but like the anime itself. We need to talk about Tiger and Bunny Season 2.
Val, I gotta be fucking honest with you, I have not watched it. I've watched one episode.
I haven't either. I haven't either.
Netflix just has this thing about burying its anime, and it's very upsetting.
Oh no, dude! I kind of think Netflix has the worst anme selection, like ever. Like
I disagree.
It's got some. Okay,
if you're mainstream, oh yeah, that's true. Regionally different. If you're in the U.S. and you're a basic bitch, Netflix probably has your favorite fucking catalog.
Yeah. Dude, it was the same thing with Crunchyroll. Is why I don't fucking use it. They advertised to me, hey, fucking Cromartie High on Netflix. Well, I haven't watched Cromartie High in years. I'll watch it. Eureka 7, one of my favorite shows. Yeah, all in America, not in the UK. It might be now. I don't know if that's changed or anything.
And we got things that like in the US that we want to watch, but it's only available in Canada. But that's why you get a VPN.
Yeah, true. Anyway, train's always here, but let's fucking get on, bro.
But yeah, we gotta get off the train, guys. It's getting fucking hot in the train. It's getting hot and stuffy. Someone brought in a bunch of fucking ragweeds into the fucking train.
Yeah, so my fucking hay fever's just fucking... Oh god, it's getting fucking bad now. Let's cut it. I can't let people hear me with a...
Oh, it's actually Kunita. It's actually Kunita who did this. Oh, fuck.
Oh, the son of a bitch. This rock is shit!
Mind the gap as you exit our podcast safely. Rebuild of JoyCast is hosted by Ivan LeRoy and Valentine Stokes. LeRoy's written and directed works can be found on the JoyRide Entertainment YouTube channel and the soon-to-be-released original web manga, PARAMEDIC. Val's dulcet tones can be heard in many of your favorite anime and web series, such as RWBY, Death Battle, Tribe 9, Lackadaisy Cats, and more. This episode was edited by Steena Carey, with YouTube version edited by Cody Rock. Music provided by Lofi Geek. Intro and outro narration by Steena Carey. Outro music composed by Michael Pejovich. Logo and visuals designed by Ivan LeRoy. Rebuild of JoyCast is produced by JoyRide Entertainment and Rock Voice Productions LLC, and made possible thanks to Patreon donations from generous listeners like you. This month's highest tiered Patreon producers are Mr. Host, Austin, Gooner Bear, and FluffyGiggles McKoolcid. If you would like your name shouted out at the end of each podcast, an invite to our private Discord to interact with fans, cast and crew, or early access to all of our content, be sure to check out JoyRide Entertainment's Patreon. Links provided in the description. Thank you for keeping JoyRide's engine burning.